Okay, let me turn down the volume. Let's see if I am live. Make sure everything is working the way it needs to, and then I'm gonna mute myself. But let's see. Hold on. Welcome, Connor. Also, hey, sorry, if I miss your messages and I am muted on sometimes, I do apologize. I didn't see your messages last night in the stream, because, like, I was muted and I wasn't paying attention to the chat. So if I ever do that, just spam the chat until I see stuff, just in case. I'll give you full permission to do that. The same goes to anyone. If I'm muted and I'm not paying attention, be like, "Hey, motherfucker! Look at the chat! People are here! Hello! Hello!" I'm fully okay with that as long as it's not when I am paying attention. Like, that's my one drawback. Because that's how I am. Because I don't mind it as long as, like, it's not done when I am paying attention. Because for me, if I'm not paying attention, more often than not, I'm not, and I'm a doofus. So yeah. Right now, I am trying to finish one of my projects, one of my prints, before, because it's been taking me so long to do. I have Nevin done. I just have to do Dante, and then I gotta do the background, which is my least favorite part, and then I can move on to the next couple projects I need to do, which it's not gonna be fun. Also, good morning, late afternoon. What time is it for you, by the way? Also, I have my TV on, so I'll mute that real quick. I'm trying to make sure I get this done, because I've put it off for a while. I've done it more off-stream. So yesterday when I was out for half the day, I brought my tablet with me. So that's why Dante is more done than anything else. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon for me. It's 1:58, so for me it's around probably a similar time, but an hour behind you. I'm trying to catch up on whatever projects I need to get done because I haven't had the time. And when I do have the time, it's always rushing. Well, it's close though. Yeah. Crap. I need to add the creases in the jacket. Which, fun. Fun. Are you looking forward to Deadpool 3? Yes, and I wouldn't say no. I'm skeptical because of some drama that's been going on with that movie revolving around TJ Miller, which, I'm going to be honest with you, at this point, that guy needs to be blacklisted from Hollywood. But yes, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also cautiously worried because of drama, but also because of Disney. I'm going to be honest with you. Disney's still not in my good graces. But I am looking forward to the movie. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. Trying to think. I'm gonna be trying to catch up on my projects for stream stuff. I do need to try to get my viewership and stuff up, because I was checking Studio, and lately I think it's also Studio's stupid, but viewership has been dropping occasionally. Yeah, I heard about the first time. Yeah. And also, watch time hours. I need to get that back up, which, that's a whole new can of kick me in the ass and fuck me sideways. A pain in the ass of YouTube. Which, not fun. But also, yeah. That whole crap is, oh, crap. Ow. Hey Glitch, welcome in. Trying to get this project done today so I can move on. I tried to get more of it done yesterday while I was out, but usually I can be relatively speedy, but easier said than done. Ow. Also, how is everyone doing today? Not too bad. Good.
Good, 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 good. I'm hoping I can get this done. I don't want to rush it, but I want to be relatively speedy. Because I do have a list of projects I still need to do, and I have concept art that I need to get working, need to work on. Fuck's sakes. And also I have stuff for some videos on the other 2 channels I need to get started on, which, yippee. I have a full list of projects, if I'm being honest. Like, my schedule is constantly shifting, if I'm being honest with you. So it's not going to be as easy to get stuff worked on the way I want to. And trying to think. Also, out of curiosity, what do you guys think? How do you guys think this is looking? I know it needs work, and it needs some shading in some areas, but just curious. Probably have to go look for some references and stuff like that, but... looking pretty good so far. Well, thank you. Yeah, I did find a lot of my old files, so some of my old fan art, which I will be posting on my DeviantArt or my Instagram, and as shorts when I can. And speaking of video projects, hold on a second, I'm gonna check it through my phone. Shut the... Why would you... Fuck off. I'm doing... Okay. Yes. Yeah, same. Sorry. Sorry. I hate TikTok because occasionally you'll get the copyrighted music crap, and then that freaking sucks. I need to... clean this up a little bit. I think I need to put these on another layer. There we go. So, put that there. Were you a fan of the Venom movies? I watched the first one. It was alright. The second one was god-awful. So, if I'm being honest, Sony has a track record of butchering movies. They turned my favorite character, Morbius, into a laughingstock, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy. I'm still bitter that they fucked over that movie. In a way, I like the movies, but I'm not really a fan, so to speak, of some things. But yeah, I'm not I do have some Spider-Man fan art stuff that I do need to do at some point. I haven't had the chance really to work on any of it because A, timing. That's the first thing. And B, really, it's just been a busy month for me to get stuff done. Also, I'm trying to find my... Give me a second. I'm checking my sketchbook gallery because I want to try to send something to myself to work on later. Where is it? I have so many things in this gallery. It's a long list from various projects and all that. Even thumbnails, too. I know I have it, I just don't know where it is. Oh, crap. That's frustrating. Where did I... There's a lot of old stuff in here. I know it's here, but I just don't know where it is. It's a Spider-Man oh, there it is. Found it. There we go. I'll have to send it to myself later. If you're curious, it's the Venom fight from Marvel Spider-Man 2. And I have to send it to myself at another point. Or I can send it to myself now, and I'll work on it later. I might even work on it as a short for my art channel. Who knows? I have requests I need to do and all that stuff, so I'm going to try to work on pretty much all my projects today, because luckily my battery is at like it was at 100, but now it's at 94, so I have like a full tank battery on my tablet, so I think I am set mostly. What else? Feel free for anyone, if they want to like the stream, if they just want to lurk for a while, watch and enjoy, have fun, do whatever, anyone that wants to just chat, same there. If you haven't seen, yeah, I'm not going to. Not going to. Not going to. I know how bad it is. Haven't seen it. Not gonna see it. All of the above. Yes. Crap. Okay, that's good. Yes. Here's the thing with that movie. I feel like that movie could have been good. There's a lot of elements that I thought... Because Madam Web is such an interesting, she hasn't really been used much. The actress they got for her was fine. I think the idea, some elements or concepts of the movie, from what I understand, were pretty cool. The problem was the execution of the concepts and how things were handled was the problem. And for me, how I look at it is, if they could have, it's Sony, so I feel like the actress they chose for that movie is not the problem. I feel like the script and stuff, when I think Madam Web, I think 94 Spider-Man series. Yeah, but also, if you watch the Ultimate Spider-Man show, I know that gives a bad rap, but I think Madam Web did cameo in it briefly, and I liked that version of her also, where she's because she also has worked with Nick Fury, and she's a lot younger. So I think there's interesting bits. I don't know. I'm very... What's the word? I'm very, I'm a little different on how I think about things than most people when it comes to certain characters, because I don't mind if they change stuff up, as long as the change is not, like, if the writing is bad, the acting is bad, then it was, yeah. The casting of the film wasn't bad. Yeah. It was just the writing, which was, like, it was written, was by the Morbius writers. That was their first fucking mistake. That was their first mistake. Those guys should have been fired immediately after Morbius. I'm sorry. After Morbius, those guys should have been fired. No. Like, I'm not for firing people, but, like, either fire them or at least put them in a different department, because, like, I don't think they have, I don't like to prejudge people's, like, writing skills or stuff like that, but, goddamn, I don't think they can write. I don't like saying that broadly, because they probably have been writing and doing stuff for years and stuff like that. So maybe it's not all on them, but I kind of feel like that should have happened. I feel like, yeah, there could have been partial bits that were on Sony, which I completely get. But I also feel that it is also on those writers too. You know, it's a give and take. It's like, if the writing is bad, you know, there's sometimes you have to admit that, you know, certain things are just bad. And for me, how I look at it is, if when it comes to Morbius, that movie had great potential. Jared Leto, perfect Morbius. I think he looked the part and he could play it very well. But I also feel like there is a realm of just, what's the word? The thing is, Sony is so trying to appeal to kids or teenagers that they are not going to do a rated R movie or stuff like that, the way Venom was supposed to be, or they keep butchering characters that don't need to be butchered. Carnage, that was another thing all on its own. I still advocate for Jim Carrey playing Carnage, because I saw his one horror movie and he did it very well. Or Cameron Monaghan. The thing is, the problem that I have with most Sony movies, and that's why I don't see many of their solo villain stuff, is that the concept of taking Spider-Man out of the villain bit is not a bad concept per se, but it also does leave this feeling of like, well then how the hell are you going to make it make sense? Because no matter how you look at it, Spider-Man is always Morbius and Madam Web are basically Batman Forever and Batman and Robin for the Spider-Man. Now, that's where I'll stop you. Batman and Robin was god-awful, but Batman and Forever wasn't bad. Batman and Forever was, like, it was bad, but in a way of, like, there was elements that were cut from it that were very good. So, when you say it like that, there's the problem, is that, here's the thing. Warner Brothers had the same problem that Sony has sometimes, and this is what the reason why Forever and Batman and Robin are so bad. Well, Batman and Robin is. Forever was decent, but it wasn't what a lot of people wanted, because it was very goofy. But there is reasons why it's, you know, it's bad, but it's not terrible. It's kind of like those so bad they're good movies. Basically, that's what it is. But Batman and Robin is just bad. But the thing is, Forever had some entertaining, like Jim Carrey was pretty good as the Riddler. Yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that Warner Brothers, like, if you want, the thing is, Warner Brothers had this bad habit of, well, this movie did well, so basically it's like, first had a little bit of interference, but it turned out good. Second time, it basically became, well, let's do your own thing, and here's a blank check and get going. And that's, you know, the reason why Batman and Robin was the way it was like, oh, goofy and bright and colorful worked, so let's do more of that. And all the seriousness went out of it. So that's where there's a disconnect and a problem. So all that seriousness is gone. And that's the thing, is that's the reason why it is the way it is. Do most people like that? Fuck no. Do I see why it happened? Yes. Because if you look at the facts of it, partially the reason why it wasn't the director. Schumacher got a lot of shit. for Batman and Robin and stuff like that. But really, it wasn't on him as a filmmaker. He's a brilliant director. He was, I mean, because he's gone now. Sadly, he passed. He passed a long time ago. But I feel like Deadpool and Wolverine will be really cool. True. Like, I still think it'll be good, but it's gonna be very hard with the crap Disney's been doing. Also, if you like Batman and Robin, realize that the kid-friendly version of Batman Returns. Yeah, but I feel like Batman Returns was like little Timmy. Like, if you watch Rob and them's like little video talking about Returns, where they basically there was a video, I think, if I don't know where it is. They were basically breaking, like, I don't know if they broke down the movie or they reviewed the movie. And they were basically talking about it, and it was like that, and they also did, and there was the What If Harvey Dent was in Batman Returns episode. So basically that was the other thing, where Rob talked about it. Because little Timmy and all these stupid soccer moms back in the 80s, it was violent, it was scary, it was it was a bunch of bullshit. It was all bullshit. It was all excuses and bullshit. It was fine. The movie was dark, it was grotesque, but it was good. It was still good. But little Timmy had to fucking ruin it for the rest of us. But yeah, like that it was mainly for merchandising and stuff like that. That's another problem with the movies, was with Warner Brothers and all that stuff. But yeah, like, it's not bad. Those movies weren't. I think that some of them get a lot of shit, for sure. But yeah, I don't have anything against Schumacher. Yeah, a lot of people did, though. A lot of people gave him a lot of shit, and it was kind of unjustified, because I feel like he really wasn't a bad filmmaker. It was partially on Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers has had this massive problem because of what was it? The people at the top really just don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's the same problem they have now, why they're fucking up the games part of things. Why do kids have to ruin everything? Well, it wasn't just on the kids. It was also, like, moms and, like, freaking, like, the Karens of the world were complaining and stuff like that. I think I have, the video. If you like, I'll pull up maybe a second of it real quick. Hold on. What if Harvey Dent? What if Harvey was in Batman Returns? There we go. It was this one right here, and
you're not the mayor. We're Batman movie. Full stop.
Okay.
Now, before y'all rip me to shreds, let me make one thing perfectly clear. I am not saying that Batman Returns is the best Batman movie. I think Tim Burton's first film, Nolan's Dark Knight, and Mask of the Phantasm could all vie for that crown. But if you ask me subjectively which Batman film I like to watch the most, it's Returns. This movie's just Tim Burton unhinged, crossed with every German Express. First Batman film has plenty of Burtonisms, but there was a lot of hand-holding by the studio. But this is just pure Burton at his most batshit.
You admire it.
I admire its purity. While there's plenty to love, there's also a lot of problems. It's too self-indulgent, goes all over the place, is riddled with plot holes, and has too many characters and subplots. And yet, I just don't care. I love it all the same. That's what makes it a guilty pleasure. because those problems do come with a twinge of guilt. And I can still enjoy the film, but yeah, they do irk me. So what are they? Well, your basic stuff like how the hell did Dent go? He's in the...
Hold on.
Lee Jones's performance was. One like Catwoman, who director interpreted it, by society, and a guy who
I don't think it was this one. Hold on. I don't think it was this one because it's more... Hold on. What? Hold on. Channel, awesome. Batman Returns. Here it is. There's that one. There it is. There it is. Yep.
See, is a very special treat. Burton's son, one of my favorite directors, has made what is the best Batman movie ever.
Yeah, this is your favorite, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not... Before people jump on me, because I know they're going to, I'm not saying it is objectively the best. It's just my favorite. Mask of the Phantasm, I think, is probably objectively the best. But,
yeah, shit, I was gonna say, this is probably my third favorite. Then I'm just like, wait, there's Mask of the Phantasm too. God damn it, yeah, so this might be fourth for me. But I still really
this is my favorite to watch, and it's just...
It's insane. That's kind of why I
Burton,
like it.
It's Burton unhinged. It's what happens when you give Tim Burton a blank check. You know what it's like Alien, where it's just like, I admire.
Oh my god, this was, very cool.
In a similar way, this is like Elfman Unleashed. Like, the first score is really good, but like, everything we associate with Elfman, like the children's choirs, the wintry music, that's all this movie.
Just look at that image. It's so gothic. Just ridiculously gothic.
Oh, I love the set design in this movie.
Oh my god, this is the first time I've seen...
Afraid not.
Yeah, I can't remember where he was talking about it, but they were talking about at one point how the whole thing with Batman Returns, how they got a bunch of... You had parents, basically, it's very violent, it's very blah blah, and it's like, shut up. Yeah, my favorite Batman movie is either Returns or Dark Knight. Mask of the Phantasm is probably the best. So I agree with them. Sorry. I will always agree with them on Phantasm is the best. If you haven't seen Phantasm, you're missing out. Phantasm is probably the best. Period. Full stop. Dark Knight and Phantasm probably tie. Maybe a close second could be, I don't know, Burton's first movie and maybe Matt Reeves. But I haven't watched any Batman movies. Well, then you need to be slapped upside the head. How dare you? Watch them. Mask of the Batman. Yes. Slap somebody upside the head. They need to be watching some Batman right now. How dare they? You can't call yourself a Batman fan if you haven't watched any Batman movies. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Oh, you make me sad. Kidding, obviously. It's called sarcasm. Yeah. I might get a little copyright claim for the fucking crap, but I wanted to show that for a second at least. But yeah, they, I don't remember what video they were talking about it, and they showed, like, interview things for Returns, and all the crap that they got from it, and whatever, and you know what? That's a bunch of shit. I think Batman Forever podcast, was it? I think it was the Batman Forever podcast, but I don't know. Check it out. I guess. I think Glitch left. I said, just smack him upside the head because he hasn't watched any Batman movies. How dare he! Boo! Boo him! Boo! Boo him. I think it was too, but I might have to check it out just to be sure. I didn't leave. Well, it says freaking 2 people in here. Well, no, it did say 3, but now it says 2. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, I do have a lot of projects I need to get done today. So that's why it's a good thing my battery's at full. No. 3 reasons why. 1, the animation looks fucking awful and it's not up to par to the first one. Second reason is because I know for a fact that they just threw it together because people are asking for it or just because they didn't give a fuck. And the last reason, and the most obvious reason, I do not give a shit about that franchise until it actually is back to where it was. Because quality-wise, here's the problem with DreamWorks. They'll make a show and it's like bullshit quality. It's the same reason why I don't watch much CW stuff anymore. Until you get your ass together, I'm not watching your shit. That's why I won't watch Gotham Knights. Fuck that show. Plus, occasionally I like to watch Kuro's stream on Twitch where he works on commissions. But the second one is the worst movie I've ever seen come out this year. Well, I'll take your biased opinion on that subject. Because sometimes he'll do aliens, from commissioned aliens, and sometimes he'll put them on the wiki. So occasionally I'll watch those streams, which kind of inspire me on doing these, on how I can improve setup and whatever. Difference is he sits at a freaking desk. I'm laying on my bed. So I have a lot that I need to do. What is your favorite Spider-Man movie? Don't have one. I think they're all some are better than others, but really but they just are all missing something in some regards. And I don't think they found the sweet spot yet. I'll tell you my least favorite fucking Spider-Man movie, and that is No Way Home. Because it's too fan servicey. Hi, Husk. Welcome to the stream, man. I am drawing on my bed right now. Fudge. Yeah. I have this somewhat close to being done. I need to finish it, but it's gonna take me. No way. Now. You gotta go home. No way. Shut up. My favorite is probably Into the Spider-Verse. I like Across the Spider-Verse a little bit more. I think it's pretty cool. It's partially what's inspired me to do my Flash redesign videos, besides watching Ash's drawing matrix videos. It basically inspired me to, like, okay, look at a villain that's goofy, but make them actually pretty dangerous, and make them almost, like, more, what's the word? More of a threat than they usually are. And that was something I really liked, what they did with the Spot in Spider-Verse. And that's just me. Obviously, take what I say at face value. Yeah. You don't gotta listen to the damn thing I gotta say. Oh. Because this is just my opinions. How's the Darksiders drawing coming along? Oh, you mean the Fury print? It is still being worked on. I had to take a break from it for a bit to let somebody get help with, like, reference and stuff. But here it is over here. I'll delete the layer anyways. I'm still working on it occasionally. I have Flame Hollow pretty much done, but close to being done. I gotta do Force and Stasis when I can, but right now I'm kind of taking a break from it so I can focus on, like, a lot of my other prints. So getting this one done is first. Let me see. What are your thoughts about The Flash if you saw it? Are you talking about the movie or the show? Looking good, thank you. If you're talking about the show, first season, God tier, it was good, but it did have a few flaws. The movie, fuck off. Fuck off. That's my response to the movie. Fuck off. Shouldn't have been made. Here's my problem with the movie. The movie has too many fucking problems. First and obvious one is Ezra Miller should have not even, like, okay, there's some good elements of the movie, but there was a lot of bullshit, and it was like a pure fan. It almost felt like, here's the problem with the movie. It had too many subplots, first of all. Second of all, it almost felt The Flash was, no. It is not even close to Morbius level bad. Morbius had some redemption because of, like, the actors and some stuff. This felt like pure fan, like, almost felt like they literally just fan service at its finest. This was basically your equivalent to Rise of Skywalker. That's pretty much all it was. It literally was that bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I will not even attempt to compare it to Morbius, because at least Morbius in some element had some good elements to it. This had no good elements to it. It was pure fan, like, literally, it was just, you bring Michael Keaton's Batman back just to kill him off. Fuck off. That's the first problem. Second of all, the script was god-awful. The special effects was god-awful. The characters, some elements just made zero fucking sense. Now, there was some elements I thought were pretty cool with the multiverse part of it, but then also you think about it, it's like the multiverse thing is starting to wear thin and become very stupid. And it's like, now it's just become a writer's excuse to fucking... It's the same thing of, like, time travel, which this movie uses both. So it makes it 10 times worse. I was pissed off that they killed him. Yes. And they killed him in such a dumbass way, too. And it was so stupid. Like, and plus, what really made no sense is that you reveal him in the fucking trailers, but in the movie, they play it off like he's supposed to be the secret character. He's supposed to not, like, it's like, that you don't see his fucking face. And then, like, when you do see him, and it's like, it's really stupid. It's so fucking dumb. And it's like, I genuinely could not take the movie seriously. And I was miserable the whole time watching it. Plus, anytime I see Ezra Miller's face, it just, like, after what he's done in the past, it's like, you kind of want to punch him. Like, he's kind of like one of those actors now that just really, you want to punch square in the jaw. No offense, but he just is. And like, the movie could have been so much better, and I feel like there's a lot of elements that just didn't work. And plus, they tried to play this Savitar angle with, like, the other Barry, which really was so stupid. It kind of, like, it doesn't work as well. At least for me, it made no sense. There's a lot that just doesn't work. And I felt like the movie just was all over the place. There was stuff about that was introduced that wasn't in the other movies. Then they just, like, the tooth thing was the worst. I don't even want to get into this. I will go on a rant for hours. I don't even want to talk about the travesty that is that movie. I don't. It's just, like, it's so bad that you just, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. I gotta say, I do have this close to being done, so that is a plus. Shoot. I just have to do the background once I get the characters. Usually how I work is I'm the opposite of most people, is that I do the characters first and then I do the background last. If it's a piece like this, because it's a lot more simple. Because one, it's kind of like how Alex Ross does his comics. Where he does like the characters first, because that's where your eye is going to be gravitating towards, and it's your favorite part. But the backgrounds I do last, because it's my least favorite part, and because for me it sometimes takes more amount of time than the characters do. Because the characters, it's a lot of rendering, shading, figuring out stuff like, what was it? Guys, RMX said he thinks Love and Thunder was a masterpiece at one time. Shut the fuck up, that never came out of my fucking mouth. That movie was never gonna be a goddamn masterpiece. Shut up. Shut up. That movie was going to be trash no matter what happened. And here's the problem with that movie. You wasted a good actor, like, to play Gore the God Butcher. Here's the problem with that movie. It should not have been fucking Love and Thunder. What it should have been called is Thor: War of the Gods. Or War on Gods. Or something like God, like, just like something better. Not, well, do Fate's Memory, you said that. I did not. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I did not say such a goddamn thing. I did not. Here's the problem with that movie. One, that movie was god-awful. Two, that movie was god-awful. And three, fuck you. That movie... Here's the problem with that movie. The movie was fucking atrocious, and it should not have been made. Like, the reason why... I know that a lot of people have a disconnect from Thor because he's very Shakespearean, and he talks in the third person and stuff like that. And they like his more goofy stuff. The goats in that movie were annoying the hell out of me. Well, the goats were probably the only part of the movie that I got a laugh at because of how annoying they were. It was like, I kind of find it's so annoying it's funny. That's the only time where I got a little bit of a chuckle. Was when the goats just showed up out of nowhere and they were just like, la, la, because the reason why is that my brain went back to a clip with Angry Joe and Nostalgia Critic, and he basically made the joke equivalating him to that goat meme, and that's why I found it funny. That's the only reason for me to find it funny. And that, for me, that's probably why. But, like, if you want me to be honest with you, Gore the God Butcher should not have been redeemed. I also remember you said... You guys want to be dicks today. You guys can go fuck yourselves. Thank you. I never said such things, okay? Go fuck yourself. There's a lovely door on the road to go fucking yourself. It's right out there. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. Piece of shit. For Christ's sake. Hold on. Let me put a link to this stream on Twitter and Discord to some people. Hold on. But in general, no. No. By the way, got a question. I was streaming today, but my stream was delayed like crazy. Do you know any ways to fix that? Well, how bad was the delays? It could be a connection problem. Depending on what you're using to stream and stuff like that, that could be it. But other than that, I have no idea. It's a 30-second delay. Well, sometimes I get that with my streams. I use OBS. It's probably, yeah, then it's definitely a connection thing. OBS is a little weird. I've never touched it because I don't have a laptop to stream. So I can't say yay or nay on any type of streaming stuff. If you want me to be honest with you. Because one, if you want me to be honest, one thing is I haven't used too many streaming stuff, so I don't know. There is probably a technical way to fix it, but I can't give you a solid answer for 3 reasons. 1, I've never used it. 2, I probably am no help because I'm not very technical. And 3, fuck you, I suck. So yeah, I wish I could help, but I don't know too many ways to help, if I'm being honest with you. And if I'm being frank, I think that if it probably is OBS issue of like delays, there has to be a way to fix it, but I don't know what it is. That's fine. It was after all just a question. Yeah, I know. I wish, but the thing is I like to help, but I don't know how. But I get it is just a question, but still, I'm just that way of like I like to help people. I can't tell if Black Adam or The Flash is the worst, but I'd probably say The Flash. At least, okay, I'll give you this. I'll give Black Adam this. At least Black Adam did kind of go in a way of like basically saying, you know, he actually does care for the country he's trying to save and stuff like that, and it had some elements that were interesting. Now, is it good? No. But is it interesting? Yes. I wouldn't say the movie is terrible in the way that some people say, like they give it a lot of shit. Like, it is bad, but it is not like terrible in a sense that it can't be redeemed. Now, if they were to fix anything, the fact that movies have evolved and stuff like that, the problem with Black Adam is it is stuck in the past in some regards. But, you know, they should have made it rate R. Same goes for Venom movies. Yes, that's true. But also the thing is, there is also some like, the comedy is very like, it waxes and wanes in some stuff because it doesn't really, I don't find it funny. The first Shazam movie I found funny. The second one wasn't as funny, but it was still good in a sense of like, it did have like, I think the one line that I thought was funny from one of the brothers is like, they're about to expose their secret, and then like one of them was like, I'm gay, and it's like everybody already knew that, and I thought it was kind of funny because it's like they know him so well that they already knew he was, and it was like, it's kind of funny, and it's like I didn't have a problem with that. That made me laugh a bit, and because it's like I really liked what was his name, the kid actor who played what is his name? Not the one with the crutches. I think he's kind of funny, and him getting like a bunch of bull crap from like the bullies and still busting their chops was hilarious to me for 3 reasons, because that's what, like, I'm the same way, and I did a lot of that in school where like I would get made fun of but I would still be a jackass. I would be such a smartass that it would get me beat up worse. Because it was like, you know, you're gonna fucking mess with me, I'm gonna make sure that I don't get you know that I don't care. And that's probably why I got beat up even worse. So high school, man, ain't it fucking lovely. But in general, I feel like there's a lot that works with the movie, and then there's a lot that doesn't. That's kind of how it is with me. Yeah. Yeah, and I that's why I like some elements of Shazam too, but there's a lot that I didn't like. It's the same way with Wonder Woman 1984. Like, there's always good elements you can find in a bad movie. And you can kind of see what they're going for, and like it's just hidden in with all the bullshit that you just can't really find that balance. Like, that's the thing, is like, I'm not gonna sit there and say all bad movies have good elements. Like, there's some that just are just bad. You know, they're just bad. There's no way to save them. They're just that dog that needs to be put down. That's a dark ass joke, I'm sorry, but they are. But it for me, that's kind of how I feel about certain like superhero movies lately, or just stuff in general, is that in general, I mostly found that I genuinely can't, like, it's hard to find good elements in bad movies, but I try to be the optimist. I thought it was weird when Wonder Woman stepped with Steve, who was in another man's body. Yeah, that was something. I have no words for that. That whole thing was really stupid. I'm gonna be honest with you. The whole thing with Wonder Woman is that she's a giant fucking hypocrite. The Amazonians themselves are hypocrites. And it's kind of like, for me, that's the one down. Like, it's basically what pisses me off when it comes to the character. And I find it ironic and it's really fucked up at the same time. Because of the irony. Shit. But I won't say anything more than that. Last thing I need is like some feminist coming in here and kicking the shit out of me. What did you say, boy? And stuff like that. There we go. But in general, most of the time, it's just like, for me, I don't really genuinely give a shit when it comes to the movies anymore. Because I don't go out much. Most of the time, I can't really enjoy the new movies. Like, it's very hard to get me to sit down and watch them because it's like, either, there's three problems. The writing, the animation, or the story. And most of the time, that's what turns me off of the movie, is that if it's that bad to where I can't even sit down and enjoy it, I more often than not just don't even bother watching it. Or it's just a connection thing of like, can I actually, what is going on? It's the same reason I don't watch much anime crap. Not to say all anime's crap, but like stuff like that, I can't sit down and watch hardly. Just not my cup of tea. No offense, mind you. I watched a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff growing up, but I grew out of it because it was just like, I enjoyed it for what it was, but I still was confused and didn't really get it per se. And that was really my thing. Because most of the time it's like, that's usually, more often than not, that's really just how it is. With me at least. It's just a thing of like, I don't know. I'm gonna be heading out now. I might come back later if you're still streaming, who knows. But see you, Connor. Have a good one. Oh, crap. At least I have Dante almost done. What I might do is basically I might finish this off stream and try to get some work done on my other projects. Maybe some line work or whatever I need to do while I'm able to do it. Like, I could easily do this, like, for hours on end, but I don't want to sit down and stream drawing, like, one specific thing the whole stream. Because that would be very fucking boring. Oh. I just realized what I did. Let's go here. There we go. I'm back. Welcome back, good sir. I might switch up and do some different, my other projects for a little bit. Try to catch up on whatever I need to. Because I need to catch up on some projects. I've been working on this one for a bit. I have it mostly done. I just have to finish up Dante and then work on the background, which is my least favorite part and all that. So what I might do is pause this little project for right now and work on whatever I need to else. Because I keep putting some stuff off and I have a lot that I need to do. Let's see. I have it mostly done. It looks good, I guess. It does need some shading on here. So turn that down. Little shade there. Yeah, because that's too light. There we go. We'll put little shade. There we go. I do a lot of work. I need to catch up on all my projects today. Because usually I can be a bit speedy if I know what I'm doing, if it's like a smaller project. But usually that tests my patience because I'm more of a perfectionist. And I'm very, methodical of like, I want it to be as good as I want it to be. And that's not easy, to say the least. So, yeah. Sorry, I was preparing my food for tonight. It's fine. Did I miss anything? Not really a whole lot. Mainly probably gonna switch up, work on something else for a bit, project-wise. Because I need to catch up on a bunch of stuff, and for right now, this is almost done. I just have background to do, finishing up Dante, and do all that stuff. So that's pretty much done. Oh, but yeah, right now I think this is good as I can get it for right now, because I do need to like fix the sword a little bit. I might work on it off stream, so I'm gonna save it for right now as copy, just in case. Damn it. And then nope, fudge. I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. I didn't mean to do two, but whatever. I make mistakes sometimes. Let's see. Did you read my proposal for a multi-stream? Multi-stream on like TikTok? Did you like send me a message there, or on? Oh, you mean on on Insta. I read it. I didn't completely understand some of it because my brain is weird. But I read it. I guess that's fine. I don't really care. Like, it's whatever, I guess. Not to sound rude or anything, but what the fuck? Why? This is so stupid. Why is it doing that? Does it look that good to where it... I didn't trace anything. It just keeps getting flagged. That's so annoying. For some reason, my Owl House fan art, every time I put it on with a song from the show, it basically gets flagged. I don't know why. And it's pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie, it's pissing me the fuck off. Because I've sat there and I've went and it keeps getting either flagged for some dumb fuck reason. Like, it literally just keeps getting flagged over and over. It says, your video was removed because it may have copyrighted content that belongs to... It's literally fan art. It was fan art that I made, and it's basically acting like... Instagram's acting like... No, well, it's literally fan art, and it's like, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's so stupid. And I don't know why it's doing that. And I try to... It's being stupid, and it's pissing me off. So, and it's not the first time. But the funny part is that it doesn't do that with my other stuff. Now, if I was to put up, like, I did Garnet or Spider-Man, and the motherfucker works just fucking fine. But if I put up something with Owl House stuff, apparently it decides, fuck you. And that's really annoying. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the goddamn song. I'll just put up Amy Lee stuff, like Evanescence, Back to Back, you know, I'm No Good. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What would be a good song that fits? Wake Up Alone. You know what? I'm gonna do Amy Lee Whisper. There we go. There we go. I don't care. Like, I literally have... I spit... Like, for it to keep flagging it, like, it's, I don't know why it's flagging it, but it's, like, it's really stupid. Of Loose from the Owl House. Now, if it gets flagged with this song, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be so mad as hell. Fan art, digital art, the Owl House, Disney fan art, Owl. I'm gonna put no. Owl House fan art. Because I've been fucking with this for an hour, and it has been stupid. I don't know why. Here's my thing. You can't sit there and say, basically, that one thing you can't do with me is pull this bullcrap that, oh, it's copyrighted. Like, motherfucker, people post fan art all the time. It's stupid. Disney will box anyone over other people using their properties. Yeah, that's true. Dumbest guys. Also, welcome to the stream, by the way. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to chat. Yeah, but also it's fan art, so it's like, here's the thing. people post Owl House fan art all the fucking time, and they do fan comics and stuff like that. I call bullshit. Fan art is another word for copyright art. True, but I call bullshit because people do it all the time. Even I do it all the time. I draw a lot of stuff. I call bullshit. Because first problem with that is that, one, if that was the case, why is it only on Instagram and it's only when I use the Owl House song as well? For me, that makes 0 sense. That's the first problem. Second problem is that if that's the case, wouldn't that mean that, because I posted Cruella de Vil, which is another Disney character, and I posted an Owl House thing before with one of their poster things, and that never got claimed on Instagram. I've done an Inside Out. I did a drawing of what is his name, Anxiety, and I did one of Cinderella. Nothing got fucking claimed. So it makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's bullshit at its finest. I call bullshit. But yeah, I am moving on to working on this bad boy, which I want to merge the layers real quick. So what do you mean some of the layers are locked? Oh, right. There. I might save this as a copy. But yeah, no, I call bullshit. I call massive bullshit. But yeah, I do agree, but I also think that there's a difference because, one, it's fan art. Fan art is drawn by somebody else. Yes, the character is copyrighted, but if they're not making money off of it, blah, blah, like, it's fine. It depends on what the story is behind the drawing. Is if it's bad, then it will be deleted for copyright, but if it's good, it's not. It's gone to get away. Well, basically, the drawing is the one that I posted on YouTube an hour ago. If you're wanting influence of like what the drawing looks like, you can judge for yourself, and you can see why it's getting copyrighted. Yeah, it has some flaws with the shoes and the shading, but it's pretty damn good. So it's like, it's not like I'm using fucking animation from the goddamn show and saying, hey, I drew the Owl House. You know, I even put in the fucking thing, fan art, and shit like that. There's no reason for it to get claimed. It's like there's no reason at all. Like, people do... No, it's like, it's only this one. It's only the fucking Owl House one. Because I can put it with a different song, and it still gets claimed. And I think it's because of the image. Because it says your video was removed because it may have copyright that belongs to... Yeah, it just keeps getting... No matter what I've tried, it just keeps... Yeah, because it's fucking Disney. And Disney can kiss my ass. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post the same thing, but I'm gonna post it, but I'm gonna fucking start over. I'm gonna post it again. I'm gonna put a different song, but I'm not gonna use the same fucking I'm not even gonna use a thumbnail. I'm gonna have a black thumbnail. And I'm gonna see if it
I want to see what it does, because if it has a thumbnail that basically is... Because here's the thing, I don't know if it's... Because people have posted Owl House stuff in the past all the fucking time. It makes zero sense for it to fucking just block. Because... just randomly because of the thumbnail. Like, it contains copyrighted stuff. For fuck's sakes, I have literally... Where's the lawyers from Disney? Fuck Disney. I have 2 middle fingers for them. I got 2 of them. This is my art, my stuff. I did this for fun. They'd have no say in what I do. And the thing is, here's the bullshit. Here's the bullshit. There's been other art that people have done for the Owl House. I don't see what the fuck the problem is. It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. I'll like read the... For fuck's sakes. Don't worry, their lawyers are hiding in the shadows, waiting to bounce. Read the rest of the Tiskin. Where are the lawyers from Disney? Did he come late again? Fuck you. The stupid part is that it has no reason to fucking have any problems. It just keeps getting flagged. And now I can't even delete the goddamn video. It just keeps, like, loading and loading and loading. It's one of the above tisks. I can't even delete it. It won't, it refuses to delete. Oh, it's because the other one's loading. Now I know why. If I put it without a song, I'm betting it would still get claimed. But here's the stupid part. Here's the stupid part. Why is it Owl House? Why is it Owl House? They won't do anything with that now. I'm betting if it was anything else, they basically will... It's my fan art. I don't see what the fuck the problem is. Like, I drew it. It can't be that good to where it's like almost passes for their shit. Because I posted fucking my Kung Fu Panda stuff and it didn't get claimed. Ready for testimony? I think Disney doesn't want the world to see more gays. They don't do that type of stuff. That's kind of shitty to say. I'm gonna be honest with you. No, it's not that. It's just Disney being money hungry dickheads. And for the record, it should not. Bi is different than gay. Sorry. What is taking this so long? No stereotypical sarcasm in my courtroom. Shut the fuck up. Well, at least it deleted, so there's that. I'm just waiting for the other one to install or go through. I'm gonna bet one thing. It's the thumbnail. It's the goddamn thumbnail. Now, if it's not the thumbnail and it gets claimed again, I give up. Because people post Owl House stuff all the goddamn time. I saw a full-on little playlist thing for it. You can't sit there and say, if it gets claimed again, and I see that it gets claimed again, I'm gonna be pissed. So what has the defense? My defense is it's my fucking art and that I hand-drawn digital, and these bastards are being money hungry and trying to claim because of what reason? No reason. You guys are dickheads. I remember drawing it when the season was nearing its end because you guys decided to cancel the show or rush its cancellation before Bob Iger became CEO again. In order to this courtroom, please. Order in the courtroom, please. Order in the courtroom, please. I got another defense for you. Disney, you greedy bastards, you're no better than Warner Brothers. You guys can go F yourselves kindly. Claiming people's art is yours is a felony. Art thievery. Sorry about the comment. I actually see. Yeah. Well, it's fine, but I wouldn't say that to a fan of the show. That's a good way of getting your ass kicked. No offense, but that is a good way of getting your ass kicked. Please tell your client to calm down. No, fuck you. Fuck you. I have every right to be uncalm. It's no better than me being married and then my wife deciding to cheat on me. So far, it hasn't been claimed. By the way, I have it as a black thumbnail, and I literally just to see what'll happen. And basically, don't get your wife into the... I don't have one. But it would be no better if that was the case. As a lawyer, let him say, screw Disney, cause screw Disney. Yes. Ah, yes. Bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. Wom 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 wom. Wom 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 wom. No 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 no. Dun 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 dun. Choose image. I'm also planning on, if you're wondering what I'm working on, it's from My Adventures with Superman. It's basically fan art, which I'll have Kara and Cal, but I wanted to do, I'm doing the line work because I did a rough layout. I hereby declare unlawful of Disney to be illegal, and they will pay a fine of $1,000. Yes. Fuck you, Disney. Yes. Fuck you, Disney. I have won. And yes. I swear to God, if this stream gets copyrighted or some bullshit because Disney it'll be targeting me now. What a sad day. What a sad day. Shit talking Disney gets your ass kicked. Poor me. Poor me. Dun 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 dun. I'm giving it like 2 minutes to see if it if it basically gets a little bit of acclaim. I will explain again. I'll check later. So far, nothing. It was the thumbnail. The thumbnail was so good that it basically it considered it copyrighted because I had the style down pat. How fucking amusing is that? It was the thumbnail. It wasn't the music. It was the thumbnail. Because if the thumbnail was so good, and it was so close to the art of the show, that it basically it considered it Are you a YouTuber as well? Yes, he is, but he gets his ass kicked a lot by moi. I'm kidding, obviously. I'm messing with him. I'm messing. It was a joke, motherfuckers. It was a joke. If you're wondering what that sound is, that is my fucking fan. Do you live stream? He does, but he doesn't do it that much. And I can never make it. Luckily, my ass stays kicked. Are you sure about that? Are you absolutely sure about that? That statement has been officially falsified. Now you are taking some legal. We will be taking legal action against the falsifying of your statement. It has been equivalently said that statement is utter bullshit, and we will now be taking legal action. I'm kidding. Fudge. Wait, no, I don't want to go back to the courtroom. Too late! You are being smacked around. That's our courtroom date of being smacked around. Yes, 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 yes. I'm bored.
I'm waiting for the next episode of my adventures with Superman. So far, it's getting very good. Damn, I thought I wouldn't have. I thought I wouldn't find my way into a courtroom for another month. Well, you know, at least you're not going to the courtroom for the same reason Dr. Disrespect will be. I've made it apparent that when it comes to private conversations, if it's a request or it's art, I don't mind having conversations with viewers as long as it's like, if you're requesting me to draw something like in a DM or stuff like that, that's fine. But anything beyond that, yeah, no. No, we're like, I'll make a joke, like, if like, they joke with me, I might joke back, but I try not to let anything go that far, because that's just, like, that's so dumb. Like, that especially with the fact that there's a 40-something-year-old man. Have some fucking, it's good disrespect to, it's not disrespect as it is, you can't be doing that, like, talking that way to, like, a minor, and also, you don't, especially given, like, what was found out later, and everybody knew about it, but nobody did anything. It's like, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me right now? It's so ridiculously dumb. It's ridiculous. It's like, it's basically, I don't know. Just talking to a minor or looking up an alibi court case you got was. No, I'm saying if, like, for me, I know most of my audience is younger, so, like, in a certain extent, it's not bad to talk to a minor if it's a certain type of circumstance. Let me be clear, it's not okay, but it's still, like, if it's, like, requests or stuff like that, wait, is up with every week 40-year-old YouTubers being exposed for being a creep. Yeah, exactly. The thing for me is that I view it as this. Here's my thing. Here's where I draw the line. I'm not going to sit there and have, like, if it's a conversation about art or something, that's where I leave it. Like, that's our conversation. Anything beyond that, I will leave. Like, you know, unless I know you and, like, we're good friends, stuff like that, you know. And we just, like, if it's like a, you know, Call of Duty style jokes or messing around. Or is it only exposed for abuse and the creep is also sued for, yeah. But the thing is, also, there's, like, from what I understand, the minor was doing it back, so I don't know. It's very stupid, you know. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting there going to say that it's okay to talk to anyone that's underage. I view it as weird and dumb, but in certain cases, I know that you have to do it, but I feel like if you're going to do it in private and it's for, like, work reasons, anything that's not, no one should be having, if it's a YouTuber that doesn't do art or doesn't do anything, like, quick conversation, end it, and move on. But, you know, thank you, whatever. YouTubers, their audience generally have a parent-child relationship. Yes, you should say you treat someone as you want to be treated by yourself. Exactly. The other thing for me is that I, as an artist, my situation's a little bit different because I have to work with people of all ages, which is better than full age adults talking to, yeah, exactly. And I kind of, it's kind of like with Critter, like, she's a married woman. She's older. And most of her audience is kids, right? If she has to sometimes talk to these kids because, one, if she's doing requests and stuff, Homer talking, shut up. She basically has to, do requests, talk to them, say, hey, what do you want me to draw? Is there, like, specifics? Details, man, they are important. Stuff like that. That's kind of me, Like, basically, you have to sometimes basically talk, even though as uncomfortable as it is, you do have to talk to someone that's underage, because if it's work related and it's doing requests, as long as you stay in a realm of appropriate and, like, basically, stay in that realm, I find that it's fine, but you have to play a very thin line. That's where I see there's a clear difference. That's where there's a difference for me. Streaming as a YouTuber is always present in certain situations with having talking. Yeah, exactly. But I also mean, like, here's the thing. I do requests, no assault in any case. Yeah. I do requests on, like, my DeviantArt or in general. So, like, if I basically get a request from somebody, and they have to talk to me in a page, more often than not, I will have to, like, have a conversation with them, see what it is they want me to draw, and stuff like that. And that's the thing, is that as long as, like, it's okay at a certain point if you have to talk to someone that is a minor. It's just the thing of, like, it has to, as long as it stays professional. Exactly. That's the thing that is different. Like, for me, that's where I'm not going to sit there and, basically, because one thing with me is I'm very, what's the word? I'm kind of like Lilith from the Owl House. Like, I'm very buried in my work. So I really don't have time to date or do anything. The difference with Lilith is I think she's also... Dana said she's also... she's not attracted to anyone. Like, she's basically... There's a certain thing with her. But I'm not that. But the thing is, for me, is there's a sheer difference of, like, basically... I'm very much buried in work. I want to... Like, that's what I want to focus on right now. And also, because YouTube is a very difficult place, and especially when you're trying to find a relationship and stuff like that in regular life, it's like, I don't want... like, you see so many of that type of bullshit, and you're just like... With grown men doing that stuff, it's like, it's ridiculous, and it's stupid, and it's pretty much like, what the fuck? Like, really? Really? You had everything, and you just squandered it? Yeah, I'm gonna go and try to fix my stream stuff, so maybe... okay. Well, you go do that. Have fun with that. See you tomorrow. Have a good one, man. But yeah. I will say that my opinion on the subject is a little bit, wax and wane. Because I know that some people will say, I have a very unpopular opinion. Because it's mainly because of work type stuff. That's why I feel like a lot of people are like, that's weird, but it's like, you kind of have to be realistic, because you're gonna have kids in your audience no matter what. And the thing is, especially if, like, you're an artist and you want to do, like, you're doing requests or stuff like that, and I have a DeviantArt page, so yeah, I can't comment as much on this subject as a minor. Yeah, that's true. Well, I can, because for me, it's like I like, the thing is, it's wrong to talk to them in a stupid way. That's obvious. That's like common fucking sense. But it's not wrong to talk to them at all, because, like, well, in a sense, no, I take that back. It's, in a sense, if it's certain circumstances, it's not wrong to talk to them at all. Now, it is kind of weird to talk to them if you're, like, just a regular person. At least that's the societal norm. So it's like, it's really weird how you have to play this line. I don't know the best way of how to say it or describe it, but it's weird, because I'm looking at it from an artist's point of view. That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at it from any weird way. I'm looking at it because as an artist, because you have to work with young, old, and stuff like that. And for me, that's how I'm looking at it. And the thing is, I've been, somebody did try to say at one point I gave off that what vibes, and it was really frustrating because that's further from the truth. And so for me, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it from a very broad sense. For me. Yeah, the key difference between talking to them professionally for work and talking to them for... Yeah, exactly. That's the key difference. That's where yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Like, because, if you want to be an artist full-time, you have to be willing to work with anyone and everyone. And you can't cut corners. That's, like, I don't want to get it, like, somebody misconstruing it as that it's okay to talk, like, it's not, but it's also has to be, it's that thin line. Exactly. It's a thin line that you have to really not, cross. I don't know, like, I have a very weird point of view, but, for me, that's just how I look at things. I don't want to come off weird or anything. I'm just kind of like, I gotta think realistically, and I know you gotta take it easy and don't, like, in case you don't go... Exactly. True. Also, if you are curious, by the way, what I'm working on, apparently this is the design, well, it's a rough sketch of it, but this is the design of My Adventures with Superman's Brainiac, which, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dig it. What is it? But in general, rule of thumb is keep focused on work. Exactly. And I know some guys out there that are real weirdos. There's friends I knew that were that way. That all they cared about was... Ugh. I don't know. I want to change the fucking subject. Because imagine someone just randomly joins and they're listening to this conversation. I want to change the fucking subject. So, but I want to change it to My Adventures with Superman because, by God, by fucking God, I am so surprised at how good that show is. Because I know a lot of people there was some controversial stuff with that show, but I kind of ended up kind of enjoying it. I've watched the first season. I had to go back and rewatch the first one before I got to the second one, which I got through it like that. It was very good. The only problem that I had with the show is some of the character designs for villains. It's a neat... Yeah, thanks. Some of the villains' designs I did not like. Now, I'm going to be honest with you on the reason why. Some characters like Livewire and stuff like that, I feel like I don't mind some of the changes, but the thing is, there is some elements I feel like were a little weird. The Parasite armor was a unique change that I thought was pretty cool. The problem that I had with the design as a whole, which is part of the reason why I do plan on making a collab video with a friend on doing redesigns for some villains and stuff like that, which we're still trying to figure out what villains we want to tackle. I want to do Livewire, Parasite, and I haven't really thought of any other villains. So I thought what we'll do is like we'll split it up to where either I made some templates, but I'm probably gonna have to make more. And we're trying to maybe script the video, which has been, for me, when I try to do scripted videos, I more often than not change my, I more often than not change stuff because of, you know, what has it been best part of being a content creator? Really just, like, honestly, I don't know. Doing this for now, I'm going on, when did I start the channel? Maybe a year ago? Not really a year, but like, not too long ago. Almost feels like yesterday. Really, it's just showing off what I can do, improving, meeting people, and getting to work with other people. That's really the highlight of it, is getting to collab and work with other people, and sometimes just making stuff for other people is really fun. You know, like, just today, I stumbled across half of my old files for some of the old art that I've done. And that's why I made, like, the short little videos I did, or shorts, showing those off. Because it was, like, it's surprising. Like, you get to basically, I don't know, usually getting to work with people is a highlight, like just collabing, maybe doing a video together, or maybe a stream. But for me, it's just meeting different people of different backgrounds, different stuff, maybe different artists, and maybe getting inspired by their work and showing, like, getting to a chance to improve the stuff of mine. So, like, basically, I see, you know, like, what is her name? What's her name? She's been growing really fast. And her work honestly inspires me most of the time, when I see it, because she's a fantastic digital artist. That's the first thing. She's really good at the stuff she does there. She does more portraits and stuff like that, which is really cool. But she's really fantastic, and seeing her stuff is, like, really inspiring. And I stumbled across her by chance. And also getting to meet people just online in general is really fun. You know, like, sometimes there can be drama stuff, like, you know, with meeting certain people, and, like, occasionally there's gonna be people that are just you're just not gonna get along with. And like instead of like fixating on them and stuff like that, just move on and try to make the best of it and grow as a person and grow as and be a better version of yourself. Because sometimes the online can bring out the worst and best of us. I feel like that's really the thing that really has been difficult, is that with doing stuff online usually can bring out the worst and best in people. Like in general, the thing for me has always been I wanted to show what it is I can do as an artist. And the one imbalance that I didn't think of when doing this for so long is like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? Just art? Like, what if like nobody likes the stuff I do? So like doing gaming and stuff, but that also had the side effect of like having the channel be very imbalanced and not as consistent. So that's where I thought, okay, why don't I just make a channel purely for art and purely for games, and then like with this one I'll just post whatever because it's already a chaotic mess. I don't care. Views are down with this channel as it is. I don't really care as much. I need to post on the other ones more, but getting the time to do it is like really the difficult part. But the best part of being a content creator or stuff like that is really meeting people. Getting to work with other people is really fun. The rough parts of doing this is the stress, the drama, the worry about like every time about views, the worry about anything not doing well. Just drama is the biggest one, and also just other people in general. Just I've said what is it? I say a good bunch of YouTuber stuff. Some of them are personal favorites. Yeah. And for me, it's like I try to kind of just do my own thing, because I feel like the longer I keep doing YouTube or longer stuff like that, I don't want to make enemies. I don't want to basically ruin relationships with other people. So usually I try not to say something that comes off a bit dickish, but the thing is, I'm human, so it's like there's times where I have been in a bad spot and lashed out and kind of ruined some relationships with certain people I've met, and but also some of them kind of were false and like fake as hell anyways, so it's like I don't care. That's exactly why I particularly liked your stuff, is because it's quite original. Yeah, I try. And it's nice to meet people and get to know them and kind of build up a relationship, to talk to them. I wouldn't say relationship as in completely friendly, but more of like an online friendship of like maybe some people that you wouldn't particularly meet in person, but like sometimes people that just really I guess challenge you in a way to be better. Queenie does that because she's more organized than I do, and she tries to always preach to me about being more organized. I need to do this with the channel and do that, and sometimes I need to maybe try it this way and stuff like that. And if I'm ever down, or I feel like she sometimes she'll like, just like with friends, it's like sometimes if I am in a bad spot, more often than not somebody will pick me back up when I need it. And that's the thing, is that sometimes you need that in an online space. Is like, sometimes I will say I do have a bit of a personality that's like difficult to get along with, or pretty demanding, or almost like some people might find annoying. Or might even just be like, he's kind of comes off a bit dickish. Which usually is not the intention. But like, some people are like, well, that's how you come across though. Which, to be fair, they're not, they don't, you can't always be affected by everything somebody says. And I try not to. But sometimes, like, there's times where things do affect you, and people will just say the meanest shit that just will drive you up the wall. And if you, like, deal with depression episodes like I do, you might just, like, spiral for a while. And I try not to get to that point. Or get to a point where I start having more panic attacks or stuff like that. Which isn't fun. There's plenty more downsides than there is upsides to YouTube. But the thing is, for me, is that you sometimes get to work with people, or even get inspired when you meet people and talk to them and chat with them, and get to see and work with and see what they're capable of, and have them challenge you. Well, I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, I try. I think that there's a lot more downsides than there is upsides. If you want me to be frank with you, I'm not bullshitting you. There's a lot more downsides to YouTube than there is upsides. There's like a lot of stress when doing it for as long as you have to. There's the money side, if you want to make money and stuff like that. Now, it's like YouTube's been around, a lot more people know how the algorithm works. Some are still figuring it out, and some will never figure it out, like me. The upside is quite positive. Yeah. It's more negative than positive, but you're not wrong. But the downsides are also quite negative. Yeah, the downsides are more apparent than the upsides. Like, there's more downsides than up. And that's a main reason why I feel like YouTube is fun, but if you can't handle the downsides, I don't recommend doing it. Because I didn't know what I was getting into when I first started. But it's still fun. Plus, I like doing the art that I do, and I like it when people give me a challenge. And I like to just have these chill conversations when I'm live streaming or doing stuff. It's fun, because it's just like me chilling, talking, having fun, doing whatever, just because why not? It's not meant to be, let's bitch and moan for 5 hours straight. Let's just have fun, chill, talk about comics, talk about whatever. Maybe give me a hard time, I'll give you a hard time, whatever. Yeah, that's why I never consider YouTube as a career. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't consider YouTube as a career, but I do consider it as a platform to show, one, what I can do. That's the first thing. The second is basically to say, okay, here's a way to show. Sometimes with YouTube, what it's designed for some people is basically, it's a secondary way of saying, it's kind of like giving an olive branch and showing, like, once you show, like, maybe enough people see you and what you can do, it's like, it can be a way of making money, or it can also be a way of getting a career. And that's something that I think a lot of people forget, is that with YouTube, it's like, yeah, you have to be really good. Well, I wouldn't say good in a sense of like anything, but it's still, you know, it's a hobby. And yeah, for me, it's a mixture between a hobby and it's also an olive branch to show what it is I can do, so more people can see, and then I can basically grow. And then maybe, you know, as an artist, I can just, you know, basically continue forward, so to speak. Because that's really all it is. It's fun, believe me, but it's not a. I don't see it as a career. Like it would be great, but it also is like I have too many flaws on a lot of fronts to where I still need time to grow. And I feel like the problem for me, and I can admit my faults, is that I don't think that it would be best to pursue this as a career. 3 reasons. I'm still, you know, what was it? What did he say? I mean, I think YouTube, even the way I got, shows me that I'll never want to do it as a job. True. But I also think that it's fun to do as a side hustle and maybe as a job. No, I wouldn't call it a job in a sense of like a normal 9 to 5. Because I feel like everybody does that nowadays. Is like, that's what YouTube is for most people. It's the normal 9 to 5, grind, get this stuff done. But in a sense with my art, that's pretty much my 9 to 5. You know, getting projects done, getting them worked on, getting them in a sense of like completion. That's my 9 to 5 because it's getting the work done and hoping to God that it looks good. And B, hoping that things do well enough or look well enough to where, oh, maybe this person might hire you. Because in a sense of like with an art, doing that as a career, you have to do the work. If you can't do the work, there's going to be someone standing in line right behind you to take that job. Because they're not going to hire you or pay for stuff if you're just going to sleep on the job and waste their time. That's been the toughest pill for me to swallow, is that you have to do the work and draw the things that are tasked of you, for better or worse, because that's going to be, you know, like even if it's the stuff that you could not give a shit less about. Like, probably the biggest problem of, like, yeah, and also the drama and stuff, but yeah, but in the sense of, like, doing art as a living, that's the toughest pill that I've had to swallow as an artist, is basically drawing the things that are asked of me when I get a chance. Because the thing is, I also have really bad ADHD. And I think, funny thing is that I think Jaden Animations was talking about it, and how she has it. And all the things she described were pretty much me. I pretty much can't stay concentrated on a single task. I'm constantly doing this, that, or the other. I'm constantly distracted, blah, 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 all that stuff. All the things that she was talking about perfectly align with me and some stuff with me. So for me, that's the stuff I need to work on for me. And I feel like everyone's different. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and if you can build up a community and do stuff with doing art as a career, firstly, you have to
do what others expect of you, then also do what you want. Yeah, and that's the tricky part, is finding the balance of drawing A, what you want to draw, and B, what people want you to draw. That's the problem. See, that's the thing that's really difficult, is that if people are used to seeing you draw regularly for so long, and like when you start switching your style or drawing things that are a little different, people aren't going to be, they're going to be a little bit unused to it, and they might not stick around. Or they might be like, okay, this is actually pretty cool, like, let's see how far this goes. And if you keep sticking to that, and you stick to doing it for so long and developing your skills in that medium, it's a lot better than anything else. And I feel like that, for me, is really that's the trick. It's a mixture of doing it because you want to do it and it's because it's fun, but also doing it because you want to do it for you. Like, that's the tricky part to any career and doing anything, is basically doing it for the fun of it versus doing it also for you. And if you're not doing it for you, then like, that's most likely you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You're just kind of like, you're going to be stressed out, you're going to be burned out, you're not going to be in a point where you're having fun. You're just kind of be like, and if you're doing it all on your own, like, you're basically, you're gonna be like really stressed and really annoyed and pissed off all the time. And the thing is, you are not an island, you're a human being, so you will wear out. And for me, that is kind of why I've started to, like, okay, I gotta get this work done, but I also need to get this done. And what I need to do is have people, like, I need to have, like, an editor or stuff. So that's why I've been kind of taking a bit of, like, help on the side for some stuff, wise. Because the thing is, if you're doing, like, art stuff, like, eventually you have, like, with my problem is I start too many new things and I forget about my old stuff. And I have that bad habit, and for me that's comes with the ADHD side of things. It's a side effect of that, but it's also just how my brain, it's also just my brain saying fuck you, and like just not wanting to work. So what it is that my advice is that if you want to do art in general, improve, like, constantly improve, keep learning, draw, like, the best thing, like, take influence from other artists, but also take, like, look at books, look at tutorials, look at things. If you're, like, the more you improve and learn from drawing the basic stuff, then you can get to the stuff that you want to draw, like superheroes or what have you. And if you're trying to do, like, comics, know that nobody can do that on their own. Because I remember Glitch was coming in and he said, you know, I want to draw a comic. I said, first of all, no. Start off with something simple, because first problem with drawing any type of comic is no one can do that on their own. I found that out the hard way. It was extremely draining. The art program that I use, which for most of my art is Sketchbook, this isn't designed for comics. This isn't designed for doing manga or any of that type of art. Comics are extremely draining if you're doing it on your own. one page can take to like a whole day or 2 days. And there's so many levels to do it. And if anyone ever says, oh, doing a comic is easy, they're full of shit or they've never done it. I'm just going to call a spade as a spade. I am so blunt, I'm sorry. But if anybody ever says doing a comic is easy, or it's, you know, man, I must say you're an interesting person to talk with. Yeah, well, I try to be. If anyone ever tells you, like, doing a comic is easy, they're full of shit. They're full of shit. For 3 reasons. Doing a comic is not easy. There's multiple levels of doing a comic, and regardless of you trying to do it digital, it's still, what's the word? It is still a pain in the ass. Because you have one... I tried drawing page and it's pretty difficult. Exactly. You first have to script it, which can take 5 to 4 hours. If, like, you're struggling. Like, basically writer's block. Then you have the more taxing challenge, doing the penciling. Doing the interplay action and all that. That can take... If you're lucky and if you already know what you're doing and you're good at doing that type of stuff, then probably less time. But for someone who's a beginner, it can take longer than anything. It just depends. I can't give you a rough estimate because everybody's different. And that's the thing, is that comics as an art form are great. The problem is that they're so difficult and they're so hard to draw. And I've tried. Believe me, I've asked for advice and I've gotten some good tips on stuff. Like, the paneling is like, yeah. The paneling is like your camera. You have to learn to, like, adapt and understand that more and stuff like that, which is great, but it's also extremely frustrating. Because you have to learn to adapt to understanding how a panel works, and also what it is that it can be for you, because the character and the interplay action is many things. And action between characters is always going to be difficult. Actually, I think I have my comic saved somewhere. If I can find it. Where is the bad boy? There it is. There we go. So, shit. So, for instance, if I basically, you start off from here to here, you basically go, you zoom in on her face, you cut to her reaction, because you already have a play of what's going on. Vader's showing up. You see Vader. You cut to Vader is already at the edge up top. She's down here. There's the lightsabers. So Cal and what's her name. Then it cuts to down here. A little bit of inner dialogue, but also you get the shot of Vader behind her. Then you get a cut swing. Then you can break up the panels just a little bit with, like, maybe a reaction. Then you have this point, then you get to this point, that point, and then you get to the final one. So it's a mixture of storytelling in a panel, but also in a sense of, like, you have to have good shading, you have to have a good idea of lettering, you have to do the script, you have to figure out, okay, what's going on, how do I do this, that, and the other. Good idea. The thing with that is that it's already been done. What's on? What are your tips for making comics? I was thinking about trying to make. My tips are simple. Always, like, I wouldn't recommend doing it on your own.
until you have, if you want to draw a comic, good on you, but I always recommend getting more people involved, because if you're doing it on your own, it's going to be a lot more time consuming. Second thing is, if you're actually going to draw the comic, I would recommend like checking out tutorials or checking out little things, or looking at professionals talk about their experience with drawing comics and stuff like that. Todd McFarlane have done some stuff. There's videos about like, you know, stuff like that. There's the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way book. Well, it's a good thing I have some time. Yeah. And there's like plenty of other stuff. It's all dependent on you. What you can do and all that stuff. So it's, for me, it's basically you have to be willing to have, like, because a comic takes usually, if it's one person doing each job, it's going to take a full-on year for each page. And that's the difficult part. Because you have the penciling, the inking, the paneling, the scripting, the writing, the dialogue, coloring, shading, all that, all of it. And if you want to do it in black and white, sure, that might make it easier. But really, it does take away stuff. You know, if it's not in color, it does take away a little bit from stuff, because it feels almost flat. And I've seen some good black and white comics. Like, Walking Dead is a prime example. But the thing is that even with that, it's a thing of like, okay, what is it that you want to do, and what can you do? For me, it's more of like, I don't know, like, for me, it's more of just understanding what it is that you need to do, how you do it, and getting to point A to point B. Like, if you have a good idea of a character, you know their forms well enough, and stuff like that. Backgrounds are another thing, and lighting, that's something that's difficult in multiple facets to understand and get a grasp of. And there's a thing with me that I'm still trying to understand it. I feel like if you can get somebody that really knows how to help you, good on you. But the thing is, I feel like it's a time thing, and they have to be willing to commit. And you have to find someone that's good enough to commit to the idea and basically be like, okay, sure, like, I will actually do it and stuff like that. Because if there's plenty of people that'll say, oh yeah, I'll help you, and then like you're trying to like, hey, where did you get any of this work done? Here, I got my half done, where are you at? And they're like, oh, well, maybe another week. Week goes by, still not done. It's like, no, fuck you. Like, you know, you gotta have somebody that is, committing. Dude, if you want to go do a G, it's just do it. That's another thing, that's true. That I can agree with. But it also is about commitment from my experience as well. That's, who cares if it takes 2 years? That's true, but it's also like, in that time, you can also work on personal projects and stuff like that. Like, that's the thing, is that, you know, if you're doing YouTube as a whole, the algorithm, not many times are you going to be able to do a comic and do your own little fan comic and do personal projects? Because it's going to be like, well, because it takes so long, especially if you're doing it by yourself. And that's hard. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say that, I'm not going to sit there and say it can't be done. It's more of like, and I agree, just do it is a good philosophy to do, but it's also like, you do have to be realistic with yourself and what your capabilities are, artist-wise and stuff like that, because a comic is more facets of stuff. Like, you have the inker, the penciler, like someone who does the coloring, all that facet. You have to be realistic of, can you do those jobs, and can you do them well enough that it is good. That's the thing. That is what I said. Who cares if it takes 2 years? Well, yeah, but also it's the thing, if you do kind of have to care, especially if you're doing the comic all on your own. Like, if you're doing if you're doing a comic and it takes 2 years to do, and let's say it doesn't do well, then the effort was pointless. All that blood, sweat, and for what? For it to be terrible? Like, if it'll feel like a waste of time. See, that's the thing that a lot of people, including myself, is like, well, why even bother doing it? Is because, it all, like, you put all that effort into it and nobody liked it or nobody cares. See, that's the tough reality of things. Because, yeah, you should not care about how long it takes, but it also is, you gotta care, because, like, what if it doesn't do well? Like, that's the risk. It's the risk you have to take with it, and it's a risk / reward. If it does do well, then it could take off. But if it doesn't, and you've been doing it all by yourself, then you're like, well, I just wasted 2 years of my life doing something and working on something that nobody even gave a shit about. So it's like, all that burnout, all that stuff, for what? Nothing. So that's the risk and the part of doing anything, is that, especially with a comic, there is this level of, you'll have fatigue and other stuff, and it can be rather discouraging, especially if you're doing it yourself. Exactly. But if you're doing with other people, then you're fine. But what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from doing a comic. Don't get me wrong. I just want people to know that there are risks with doing it yourself, because if you're doing it yourself, yeah, it doesn't matter how long it takes, but also you run the risk of, even if it takes you that long, then, and nobody likes it, nobody pays attention, and nobody cares, then it's like, well, fuck this. What the fuck have I been doing for all this time? See, that's the risk of doing any type of a comic at all, is that you'll run into this roadblock, if you get what I mean. I thought I'd clarify, because I feel like maybe I'm coming off a bit pessimistic or kind of like a dick and saying you shouldn't do it, blah blah blah, which that's not what I'm trying to say or trying to do. I just kind of want to be upfront and honest. Because I try not to sugarcoat anything, because there's a lot of risks. Yeah. We have to do things by ourselves. Nobody will care about us. We want to do and what we want. I disagree with that sentiment, because the thing is, there's a lot of people that do care. And there are people that are willing to help out. Trust me. I'm one of them. I'm helping as a colorist for a friend's Has-Been Hotel fan comic. So, the thing is, like, I'm, like, you kind of, like, that's a little too pessimistic. Not the level that we care. No, I think you're still wrong. No, I still think you're wrong. Because, if you look at how Ash and, Kuro met, he helped him enough to where now they're both equally as popular doing 5 years later. So, I think you're wrong. Because, like, even both parties liked Ben 10, and Danny Phantom. Well, I don't know about Ash. Ash liked Ben 10. I don't know how much she knew about Danny Phantom. And basically liked it enough to where it's like, hey, can you help me? Blah, blah, blah. And then, like, he's helping with, like, a lot of stuff. And even with, like, his series of, like, And Beyond and stuff like that. So, like, there are parties out there that do care enough in an equal facet enough to where what's the word? To where we do. I think it's finding them that is the difficult part. I think that's where you're a little bit off on some things. I feel like that it's about finding them, You can certainly sit there and say that they don't care as much as we do. That's a fair statement to make, but I wouldn't prejudge and say that all parties are going to be like that want to help. I feel like it's finding that is the trick. There are cases of that type of equal amount of care. Because, like, with 5 years later, Ash being one of the artists, equal amount of stuff, and he cares so much to where, like it's an equal opportunity for both parties. And, working on stuff, it's difficult. I don't want to sound, like I'm too much of a optimist. Like I see the best in everybody, but I feel like that sentiment is kind of clouded in, like, because, like, nobody helped me when I needed it, or they just didn't care enough the way I did. And I feel like that's wrong, because, like, there are people that do. It's just the thing of finding them, and that's reason why it's so damn difficult, and that's why a lot of people are just like, well, fuck this, I can't find anybody that's willing to commit to help me in the way, and, like, that's really where there's this side of, like, entitlement to where people just don't end up caring enough to do it anymore because they couldn't find anyone. You spend enough, like, it's a luck of the draw. It's kind of like anything out there. You just have to be patient and find, like, connect with the right people and understand, like, people are human. They do have stuff going on themselves, but, it's bad to have a rose-colored glasses on, but it's just as bad to darken it. I guess that's a metaphor, but yeah, I guess. Maybe, but the truth of the matter is that your passion is yours, and you can't be sitting down waiting to find to help you, you want to do something because you like it, then go ahead. That's true, and I'll agree, but I also still say that if here's the thing, the thing with 5 years later, Kuro was already doing it a little bit before he met Ash. So I can agree there. But I also can agree that sometimes if you're already in a predicament of knowing somebody that's equally as passionate about a series for a fan comic, or if you're lucky it's an original thing and like somebody else you know as just has like, yeah, we can't have blind optimism just like we can't have blind pessimism. That I can agree with. The thing is, you just have to be realistic and accept. Here's the thing. I agree with the segment of you can't just go wait for years on sitting on your idea and then like not do it, and basically because you're waiting to get somebody to help you. I can agree there, okay? But I also think that, you know, you can't always do everything yourself. And having a bit of help and maybe sitting back just a little bit on some things is not always bad. And if you are smart and if you play your cards right, you have to be realistic and accept and say, hey, maybe I can get some help. You know, like maybe like you can't. Sometimes that's. You have to be willing to let go of your pride, so to speak, and accept a little bit of help from people, because you're going to experience burnout, you're going to experience stuff like that. And if you look into Comics Explained, what Benny did for him was a godsend. What all that, like with the, you know, with you know, you do it all day every day, work, especially if you're working on a comic, and especially if it's original thing, you will need somebody, because there's gonna be somebody that has the skills that you're lacking. I'm going to be honest with you. I've ran into that. And at the end of the day, you know, that was the biggest thing that woke me up to basically saying, okay, how do if I struggle with backgrounds, I struggle with this. Yeah, sometimes help is good. And yeah, it's exactly. Because here's the thing, you have to admit, let go of your pride and just admit, okay, I know where I'm struggling. I know the problems that I have with this. It's not coming out the way I want it to, and I can see why. I know maybe you will find somebody that'll help. I feel like this blind thing of like, well, nobody's gonna fucking help me, I have to do everything myself. I feel like that's the thing is, I feel like, I know everybody has that type of philosophy of like I gotta just do it myself. Nobody's gonna sit around and help me. And I agree with that segment when it comes to art sometimes, but I also feel like in a comic, you have to accept just a little bit of, you're human. There's if you're wanting this to be as good as it possibly is, people are gonna notice the flaws immediately. People are gonna notice it. They're gonna pick up on it. And if you don't want to crash and burn, you have to be willing to reach out, look around, and be patient. Because if you're not patient, you're going to crash and burn very quickly. And that's the whole thing with Icarus. The whole thing of you flew too close to the sun. Yeah, thank you.
the thing is, you have to be willing to say, okay, I know that there's a lot of things I need to do. There's this. Okay, what facets need work? What, like, you look at the complaints. Here's the thing. Don't be like Butch Hartman and basically, because he did everything, he supposedly did everything by himself, you basically get an ego. That's really where I feel like, you know, feel free to disagree with me. I am all for a discussion as long as it's civil. And I'm not gonna sit there and say you're not wrong. I get what where you're coming from, but I also feel like you're coming from a spot of like this level of, okay, well, no one's gonna do it for me. I have to do it myself. But like, you can't always be that way. You know, you can't, because people, especially other artists, you know, there will be people that are willing to help you. You just gotta swallow your pride a little bit and say, okay, maybe, just maybe, I could use this. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want you to feel like I'm debating you or feel like I'm shaming you for your opinion. I completely agree where you're coming from. I respectfully disagree. So, that's all I'm gonna say on the matter. Shoot. Let's see. I have Dante almost done on the Devil May Cry one, though. That one took me a little bit. I'm trying to finish my workload, or at least get some things worked on, or at least in a semi-worked on state for the next hour. Because the more I do this, you know, I finished a night. Ah, cool. I have to be like really, I wouldn't say quick, but I have to be like really, you know, on it, so to speak. No worries. Yeah, we do disagree, but if you want to do a project, you should be able to do everything. Every project from A to Z by yourself. Along the way, you can find help, but that's great, but you should never, ever count on that. I guess that's a segment that I can agree to disagree on. I think it's okay to count a little bit on help, because sometimes it can be useful. Plus, burnout. Torturing yourself. That's another reason why you gotta. It wouldn't be too bad to rely a little bit on it. but I'll agree to disagree with you on there. But sure. Okay. I'll save this as a copy, and I'll work on it maybe later. Okay. What other stuff do I need to work on today? I have that one almost done. I could do Raph, but I don't want to do that right now. I can wait on you. You can make another water wet. What the fuck? What? I have Vecna. Yes. Strife I need to do. I have Ada. Ada I might work on. I don't know. No. Because I want to see what do I need to do with... Okay. Is a... No. I'm saying, what do I need to work on for projects, not sandwiches. I don't need a sandwich. Fuck. Oh, this isn't even the right one. This isn't even the right one. Because didn't I have another copy of this with the... Yes, I do. According to Thor, yes. Shut up. Merge all. Okay. I'll try to... Let's see. Let me clean up the line work real quick. Shit. I want to try to get as many projects at least close to being done or whatever today, because I need to get my workload at least somewhat done. And Leon is the only one I haven't had time to really finish. But I am speaking of a sandwich. Yes, yes, yes. I know. Sandwiches! Sandwich! Oh, I forgot about that. Shit. Yes. Okay. Does it look... Okay. Does it look bad because of the shading now, or does it look a little... Should I just lighten it up a little? I genuinely just do not care about the damn sandwich at this point. I don't care. But I get what you're saying. Okay. Got the moon.
I'm trying to think of a background that works. You guys got any ideas? It's a translation of Hail or... No, shut up. Don't start that shit. I don't need my chat to become Terrorizer's Reddit page. Shit. Fuck. Oh, for Christ's sake. I got a question for the chat. Background wise, any ideas? I want to add some trees, but I'm trying to think, like, if I should do. Hold on. I'm gonna look up references. Okay. Maybe the background of the forest could be the... Yeah, that's what my idea was. I did want to have like a shadow of him, but it's a little faded. If you can see it, it's like a shadow of him. Trees, more grassy background. I want it to be more like at nighttime with the trees and shit. I want to kind of, I don't know. I want to try to figure this out as I go along, because I haven't had time to really work on this. I might try to stream Alan Wake 2 on Twitch later. So if you guys want to see me suffer through trying to figure out what the fuck to do with that game, I might stream that, or I might stream Devil May Cry 2. Give the trees some sufficient ambiance costs. Sufficient items is the shady. I'll try, but I first have to like draw the trees. I want to add like a mist effect and maybe do maybe some birds. Shit. I might turn down the brightness of it, where it's almost see-through. And like duplicate it and then switch it to the other side. Or maybe I might keep it the other way and then keep it... Fuck. I'm trying to figure this out. Fuck. Bored. going to, let's see. Cheeseburger. No cheeseburgers. No cheeseburgers. No cheeseburgers for you. No cheeseburgers. Ooh. Ooh, I like this effect. Hold on. Hold on a second. I like this. Duplicate. And duplicate again. But this time turn it to the right. Basically, I'm creating like a inner layer of trees. Which should look good-ish. Add some people. Well, thank you. Hold on. There we go. I think I have returned. Welcome. Trying to catch up on the workload, so I've been working on several different things. Um, hold on. Oh God. Oh, I have to be a jackass. I'm a smartass. I'm the worst. I might put like a little thing there. I might actually, hold on. One of the abracadabra stole my lunch. That's so. I say the lies. I haven't checked my Instagram for a bit to see if I got flagged. Hold on. Still nothing. I have not gotten flagged for it. That's surprising. So it had to be the thumbnail. you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm creating a fog effect. Afraid you gotta skedaddle. That's fine. Have a good one. Also, tell Ada to stop by one of these streams. I haven't seen her or anybody else in a while. They don't stop by anymore. I know it's probably because of school, but I see most of a lot of people when Critter's streaming. Let's see. I'm trying to add ambiance, which is not easy. I might even add it like it's rain coming through. Might fit it better. Shit. Like a storm. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I am working on the background. My least favorite part of doing any art piece is the background because it's always so damn hard. For multiple reasons, as you're seeing. The tricky part with the backgrounds is always like, how do I add the tiniest details to know, okay, what is this piece of garbage? Because a chimney is kind of relatively easy to distinguish, but a roof from the actual, what's it called, is not. So I have to either A, lighten it back up, which I would have to erase this bit, and then refill it with something to give it the building structure, which makes more sense. But the problem is that it needs something that way. And also this needs to be erased up here. Slightly. Shoot. Windows. So oh, fudge. There you go. Windows. Yeah, that doesn't work as well as I'd hoped. You have to add a bit of shade, and with a background image, it's difficult. because you're working in a lighter tone and you're having to add stuff in silhouettes to make it look right. And then to add a bit of ambiance, but shade it a little down. I think that works-ish. I might just mute myself for a bit.
That's fine. I got my Leon print done, so that's done now, mostly. So I have one old one that I finished. Need to finish Cal, but my tablet's at 40, and I don't think it'll last me throughout the stream. And I've been going for, feels like, how long, what time is it? I've been going for 3 hours straight, so I think I'm gonna probably rest for a little bit, charge up my tablet, and stuff like that. Because I've got my work done for now. I need to work on, let's see, what do I need to finish? Cal's one. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not leaving yet. I've still got to figure something out. Vecna, Strife, Ada, hold on. My Adventures with Superman, and Rogue. So this way it's saved. Okay, never mind. I'm not leaving just yet. I just want to save this for a second, and I have too many prints I need to finish. This is one of many. Probably, but I am going to end it now, though. I might work on this one maybe on a later stream, or what have you. I know I need to finish my DMC3 print, which that's going to take me a while. I might do that just off stream in general. I've been going like for 3 hours trying to catch up on whatever I need to, so yeah. So far, it's been pretty fun. I will try to work on some stuff maybe later. I know I want to get some videos done or something at some point, but it's just been difficult, so. Well, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for coming back, at least. I also need to use the throne, so yay. Not. So have a good one. I might try to stream at a later point. Who knows? Busy bee. So, yeah. Take care, and bye-bye.